you doing there? Carlos here from YuGiDojo. And I just want to talk about some cards that you're going to have to be looking out for, or cards that could be good cards that you guys may be able to want to use in the new environment. You know, being that there's not going to be that heavy storm, and there's going to be 3 MSTs out there now. I don't think a lot of people are going to be playing too many back rows. I mean, the last time, if I remember correctly, when Heavy Storm was legal to play, there was only one MST that you could play with. So it was MST and Heavy Storm, but now there's 3 MSTs and the Heavy Storm. So back rows are going to be a little not being played as much. At least that's what we're all assuming. I'm going to assume the same thing too. So in that case, there's one card that I would say that if you could put them inside your deck, I think would be a great card to play. Is Breaker, the magical knight dude there. You know, 1600 dark dude that you can play. Put a counter on him. You can pop a back row. Since I believe people are only going to be playing like 1 or 2 back rows per turn, in fear of the Heavy Storm or fear of the 1 MST that can basically hit their back rows. If you happen to play Breaker, now they're going to be in a tough situation there. Do I actually negate him, or do I let you play him and I'm going to lose my back row? And more than likely, if they can negate him, they're going to want to negate him because they're going to lose their back row regardless. So Breaker, I would say, would be a good card to play in this environment. Another good card that I think is going to be played heavily and probably you've heard a lot of is Dust Trap Shoot. I believe Dust Trap is going to be played heavily. It's going to be a good card because, as I said, a lot of people aren't going to be playing as many back rows there, so they're going to have a lot of cards in their hand. Remember, you only need to have 4 cards. Your opponent only needs to have 4 cards in their hand for you to flip it. And also, it's chainable. That's the beauty of it too, is that it's chainable. So you can put that down as your face down, and then when your opponent says, "Okay, I'm gonna, you know, Heavy Storm you," or boom, I'm gonna MST it. Guess what? Flip. They wasted their MST on something. They're gonna be pissed. And then 2, you're gonna actually take a monster out of their hand and put it right back into their deck. So that does basically 3 things for you. 1, you gain a card advantage because they just wasted one of their cards on one of your cards. 2, the monster that they were going to use probably is getting sent back into their deck. And 3, being that the monster got sent back into its deck, there is a good chance that they'll get that same monster again, so they won't get new cards, or you know, there's an extra card in their deck now that they have a chance of not thinning out their deck. You just made their deck bigger. So that's the second card that I feel that's going to be looking like people are going to start playing a lot more. The third card is this gold Sarcophagus. I think in this environment what's going to be happening is that people are going to be searching from their decks quickly and keeping this stuff out of play so that they can get to it, whether it be the 2 turns or whether it be by using that new level 3 Exceed, which I believe is level air. That he allows you to, you know, detach an XYZ material to bring back a card that's been banished, I should say, and bring it onto play. So you can use Gold Sarcophagus for, let's say, getting a monster, and if you were able to get the level air out, you can get that monster that same turn by detaching an XYZ material, or getting the card, or just putting the card out from your deck so that you know that you're going to get it 2 turns later. Granted, you are giving your opponent information, but if it's a good key card that you're going to need later on, it actually, 1, thins out your deck, and 2, guarantees that you're going to get the card as long as you survive the 2 turns that you're waiting for. So Gold Sarcophagus, I'm going to say people are going to really start looking into playing that card. That's basically the three cards that I think are going to be making a big impact on this environment here, because a lot of people aren't going to be playing as many traps because Heavy Storm's back, the 3 MSTs. If you are going to be playing chainables, you know, you may be playing more of, let's say, the Call of the Hauntings or even Compulse now, because bouncing those XYZs back to their extra deck so that maybe they may not be able to XYZ summon again. You know, you're going to be having to play a lot of chainable spells as opposed to, let's say, the dimensional prisms that people like playing there. When they attack, they flip it. No, because I don't think that's going to be this type of environment. This environment is moving a lot quicker to special summoning a lot. And if you can fit this one particular card that I think that is going to be very useful to people, is Vanity's Fiend. If your deck doesn't really special summon a lot, then I would definitely say a Vanity's Fiend would be working great inside your deck there, because it doesn't negate nobody can special summon. It's a 24 beater, which even if they were able to tribute, let's say, a monster that's going to be big enough to kill it, 24 beater is kind of high for somebody to do that. So, and if they can't special summon to get over it, that's a key. That's major there, negating the special summoning or not letting anybody special summon at this time. Because remember, XYZ exceed summoning is considered special summon, so nobody's gonna be able to exceed. They're not gonna be able to do their tangled effects also, because you know it's getting special summoned. They're not gonna be able to do their underworld shenanigans, because even if you know they can't special summon, you know, it just stops the special summon. So if you can have that on the field, protect it very well, keep on hitting them, being able to look at their hand with either Trap Dushoot, you know, knowing what's going to be being played, I think that's a definitely good card also. So the cards to recap is Breaker the Magical Warrior, Gold Sarcophagus, Trap Dushoot, Vanity's Fiend. I think those 4 cards are going to be cards that you're going to need to be looking out for, or would be considering to put inside your deck, or even in your side deck if you could. Alright, so don't forget to check out the site, www.yugidojo.com. Sign up, get notified every time something new happens on the site, and thumbs up this video if this actually helped you out, or if you happen to know any other cards that you're thinking of on the top of your head, please leave a comment below so we can discuss that in a later video. Alright? So you guys keep playing those good Yugis. Peace.